Willkommen, meine Freundin, to another episode of the Weed News. I am your host, Mike Cannon. Today is a very special episode. For the first time, we are shooting on 1080p. So for those of you that wished that you could see more of my shit Irish face, your dream has finally come true. I know, right? It's weird. I don't have that streamlined body that can process a Big Mac and grow an ab on my dick. I have that Irish genetics where anything I drink and eat goes immediately to my jowls, and I look like a hound dog that just had a stroke. We are actually filming this episode the morning of April 20th, 2015. That's right, 420, but this won't come out until 423, and what's more weed news than reporting on something 3 days late? Certain cynical stoners call 420 a holiday for amateurs. 420 is to weed as New Year's Eve is to drinking, my fourth grade teacher used to say. Well, I disagree. When it's able to be celebrated the correct way, meaning no work, no school, no kids, no girlfriend that hates anything that brings you joy in life, 420 is a magical day. It's also the only day of the year that I allow myself to touch a frisbee. Not because it's femme or any other typical meat dick reason, but because these nerds are actually unbelievably athletic. I actually need the I'm high excuse just to explain to myself why I'm not dominating the cast of Big Bang Theory in a sport. Seriously, why is every ex-gymnast deciding to put their ability into a game invented for golden retrievers? Slow down there, Dick Grayson, and put your goddamn powers to good use. Anyway, back to 420, right? Not that weird aside about nerds that I'm jealous of. First tip, celebrate outside. This is a day where smoking in public is actually expected. In college, for my marijuana rookie year, I was a bit of a late bloomer. I didn't want to stunt my brain while in high school because I was an athlete and I thought things were gonna go better for me. They did not, as you can see here and by the views down below, but I smoked my first ever solo blunt and walked across the entire campus proudly. Chest puffed up high as if I was doing something that my parents would be like, well, that's worth several $1,000s per year. Good, Mike. Glad we're spreading our wings. Sure, me smoking a blunt to myself turned a lot of women off and made my friends mad that I wasn't sharing, but it's still one of the fondest marijuana-related memories I have to this day. Mostly because my brain was still sharp and firing on all cylinders, and now kind of everything is molded into one giant orb of disappointment. Second tip, throw a party. Just because the daytime activities die down does not mean your holiday has to be over. Plan a themed party. Weed is about community, sharing with friends, food, and hopefully some late night heavy petting. Just remember to wash the resin off of your fingertips before getting nasty because you don't want to turn a girl's vagina into a Chinese finger trap. So have fun, celebrate 420, enjoy your friends, enjoy marijuana, enjoy the outdoors, and try to forget that Hitler was also born on that day and Columbine also happened. Right? What a nightmare it must have been for the kids that were celebrating 420 to walk into that high school that morning. Is this live action Call of Duty? Sorry about that. In our second segment, another installment of what not to do while weeded. This past week, I was a guest on The Nightly Show with Larry Wilmore, all because of the popularity of this show. I got to discuss space conspiracy, a subject I know next to nothing about, with one of the biggest scientific hacks in the entire universe, Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm kidding. I feel the need to actually clarify that because apparently having the title comedian attached to my name does not provide that kind of context. So what not to do? Read the internet comments on the TV appearance that you were very proud of while high. I had no idea that so many people with fetal alcohol syndrome actually owned a TV and even worse, know how to type. For making jokes, I was called human garbage, a stupid hipster, and my absolute favorite, the N-word. I've been working long and hard on that one, so it felt good to finally be validated. One fella in particular felt the need to fill me in on his entire life story and explain that his mother used to be a critical thinking, brilliant woman until she allowed conspiracy to take over her life. And it's people like me that perpetuate this fantasy world through humor that are responsible for his family problems. Listen, buddy, I'm sorry about your home life problems, but at least your mother isn't incessantly tweeting a stranger that she saw on TV. Honestly, she sounds like a real smart lady that unfortunately shot a real turd out of her cunt. All right, that's it for this week's episode of the Weed News. Please subscribe here and below. Follow me on Twitter at I am Mike Cannon. Listen to my podcast, which apparently is responsible for my appearance on The Nightly Show. Whoever thought that talking 9/11 would be good for your career? Go to standupnylabs.com. Check out all the shows on the podcast network and more coming out in which you can see their talent. I don't know. I feel like I'm involved in that, so I have to throw fat quotation marks. Am I using that correctly? Talent. Thanks for watching, everybody. Enjoy your 420.